Have you ever wanted to visit Area 51, the top secret base? Well, now's your chance. There's a tour company from Las Vegas that's offering group tours to the infamous Area 51. Does it really exist? What's going on over there? Are they hiding spaceships, alien bodies? Well, you get to go on this tour, and then they take you to Area 51. You know, you get to check out the Joshua Tree Forest, the little alien, and amazing sights along the way. This is quite incredible. This is kind of new news to me. I didn't know that there was a tour that allows people to go straight to Area 51 up to the gate over there, and it's being provided right now by a company that calls themselves the Adventure Photo Tours. And we have Will Tryon here with us, and we're going to ask him some questions. I want to get to it right now. What is the most amazing thing you've ever experienced while you're out on tour or taking people out there? What have you seen out there?
Well, the whole thing is really quite fascinating, but the most significant thing I have actually seen was my second in command and I were out one late afternoon running the tour and checking out some of the locations on the tour, and we ran late, and it was in the wintertime, so it got dark early. And we were at our dry lake. There's a dry lake that we go to that is known for many UFO sightings, and there are these extraordinary alien petroglyphs there that are mind-blowing. There's just nothing else like those anywhere in America, period. These are very, very unique, and they look like aliens. Putting that aside, being parked off the side of the dry lake, something shot up into the sky, and I've been a pilot for 45 years, and something shot up into the sky from the dry lake area to a very high altitude, I would say in the 20, 30,000 foot range, and then made a 90-degree turn and continued on at an extremely high rate of speed. And there's one of those scenarios that you quite often hear about where these UFOs make sudden course changes that are impossible by our technology today. And then following that, very shortly after, there was a series of what looked like afterburner light-ups over the dry lake. And I mean within 100 feet of the surface of the dry lake. And I thought, we're only about 5,000 feet off the side of the dry lake. There is no wind. And being a pilot and an air show fan, I've been to many air shows. And when an aircraft lights up its afterburner, you can hear it for miles, and it shakes the ground. Okay, it's a significant event when they start pouring that straight fuel into the back end of a jet fighter. There was no sound. There was no sound at all from none of these light ups. Now, what makes the story even more interesting, one of my associates in a group that I hung out with was an F-15 pilot from Nellis Air Force Base here in Las Vegas. And I was invited to his Christmas party, and he was standing there talking to a couple of other high-level Air Force officials, colonels, and I said, oh, by the way, I said, and I'm not going to mention his name, but I said, by the way, I said, I was over at this dry lake, this particular location it was like the 5th of December, and this was a Christmas party around the 15th of December, and I said, I was out there about 10 o'clock at night, and I said, it looked like a whole series of afterburner light-ups over the dry lake at a very low altitude, and yet there was no sound. And I smiled, and I said, what are you guys working on? The one colonel took him by the arm and said, excuse me, we have something to discuss over here. And he said, well, I'll be back. I was never invited back. Oh, as a matter of fact, he said, you were there? And that's when the colonel took him by the arm, and away they all went. And that was the end of the conversation. They were not going to acknowledge that I had even said what I said. So that was the most significant thing that's happened to me.
Amazing.
Totally.
What really got you started into offering this tour to the public that you're allowing people, you're inviting them to go and visit Area 51 at the gates? Something must have inspired you. And are people walking away skeptics and becoming believers? Or are they seeing unidentified flying objects?
No, it's not that we take them there and there's all kinds of UFOs flying around the sky. That just doesn't happen. Have there been many sightings in that area? Of course there have, or has. The situation is the people that take this tour, and the reason I started the tour is simply my own fascination with UFOs. You look into the sky and you say, there's billions of stars, and then billions of those stars are other galaxies with billions of stars. The odds of intelligent life, the Richter scale, you might say, it's way, way, way up there. So to not believe that there is extraterrestrial life, I think, is a little on the foolish side. If you're religious, God bless you, but that doesn't fly with me. So that being said, but most of the people that we take out there, most of the people we take out there are highly educated, very scientific individuals. They're not nutcases. They're not wackos. They're simply people like me that believe. The odds are heavily in favor of intelligent life. That being said, going out to Area 51, having lunch at the Little Alien, going to this dry lake, seeing the petroglyphs, seeing the deformed mutant Joshua Tree forest, and going to the perimeter that they've seen on multiple documentaries, it's kind of a pilgrimage for these folks, which is really, really special. They know what they're going to see for the most part, other than these petroglyphs and the mutant Joshua Tree forest. They've seen the Little Alien on documentaries. They've seen the perimeter on documentaries. But to go and touch it and feel it and say, I'm here.
Absolutely. These petroglyphs that you shared these photographs with me, and I'm going, wow, I've never seen these before. Is there any insight on where these came from? Who drew these petroglyphs? How old are they, and how large are they? They really do resemble some kind of.
These are very unusual because they're 6 feet tall. And on Adventure Photo Tour, it's adventurephototours.com is the name of the company and the site. If you go on that, or vegassightseeing.com goes to the same site. But that shows you these petroglyphs. And I'm sitting beside one. That's a picture of me sitting beside one. They're about 6 feet tall. But the two that are really significant, that are at the top of this cliff of rocks, are once again in that 6 foot tall category. But the one in particular has an alien on the top of it. It looks like a machine. There's an alien driving it, and an alien in the middle of this thing running some other kind of controls is what it appears to me. And anybody that's looked at it that I've said, does that look like that to you? And they go, oh, yeah, that's exactly what it looks like. It is amazing. I believe these petroglyphs were on Ancient Aliens once. I'm not 100% sure about that. But and then there's a couple of other petroglyphs with antenna coming out of their head. One looks like R2D2, and how old are they? Oh boy, you can't carbon date a petroglyph because it's chipped into stone. They could be 3,000, they could be 10,000, they could be 40,000 years old. It's impossible to tell.
So I got one quick question for you. I know you're a busy man, but let me tell you, do you think the U.S. government approves of your services?
Absolutely not. And trust me on this, Blake, they know what color of socks I put on in the morning, okay? They do not approve of what we do, but we do it in such a polite fashion, and we respect their rules and regulations, other than one of my drivers mistakenly talking to the customers drove into Area 51. That created a nightmare for us that went on for months. But we finally convinced them that we were not border busting at Area 51. And basically it came down to the fact that we've been going there for about 18 years, and I said, look at guys, if we were going to enter Area 51, don't you think we would have done it by now? We've been doing this tour for 18 years, okay? Obviously, our MO is that we never enter Area 51. Fortunately, there was a dash cam that recorded my driver, and it was clear that he was talking to the customers. It was clear that all of a sudden he realized that he was someplace he didn't recognize anymore. And all of a sudden, there was armed guards all around our SUV. And the customers, they said, oh, this is great. This has all got to be part of the act. It was not an act, unfortunately. And that took months to clarify and get that straightened out. It was a mess.
It sounds like an adventure of a lifetime. Well, how do people contact you? What's, again, the name of your website? We're going to be supplying the links below and the hot links to your website. But go ahead, tell everybody, how do they book a tour with AdventurePhotoTours.com?
Yes. AdventurePhotoTours.com, we've been in business 20 years. After a few years, we started this Area 51 tour, and it's been a sweetheart. We run it on Mondays. Hang on a second here. Mondays, Wednesdays, and we're now also introducing Saturdays. And VegasSightseeing.com, we launched a new website. We updated the website, went with a URL. It's a little more user-friendly to find it on the internet, so VegasSightseeing.com. But if you go to AdventurePhotoTours.com or VegasSightseeing.com, you'll end up on our website. There's an Area 51 tour. Click on that, and we would be delighted to take you out and show you the stuff that we have found and that we know about. And we have a lot of fun. It is our fun tour. Of the 12 different sightseeing tours that we do, this is our fun tour. This is the real fun tour.
We'll try on. Everybody visit the site, give them a call, and book your Area 51 adventure now. It sounds quite exciting, and I look forward to doing this adventure here one of these days very soon. And if you capture anything incredible over there, Will, you let us know. We love Area 51 footage, and that's what we do here. We share people's information. Will, again.
You are more than welcome, Blake. Thank you so much for finding us, and let's stay in touch. I'd be happy to chat with you anytime, sir.
Anybody out there wants to go check out Area 51, this is the tour to check out. Blake Cousins, keep your eyes on the skies.
Area 51. For decades, this remote top-secret military facility in the middle of the high desert and mountain ranges of central Nevada was the best-kept secret on planet Earth, to the extent that even map makers were disallowed to show any roads leading to this non-existent location. It's said they have a crashed alien spaceship at this base and are reverse engineering its technology. Satellite imagery shows not only the existence of this base and its dozens of hangars and buildings, but an airstrip that is more than 23,000 feet long. They say Area 51 is virtually closed, that no one works there any longer. If that were the case, then why are there numerous daily flights carrying hundreds of workers from secret hangars at Las Vegas International Airport to Area 51? Our day starts with a stop at the Janet Airways hangars to show you the actual fleet of aircraft that, for years, has been hiding in plain sight alongside the Las Vegas Strip. We then pass by Nellis Air Force Base on the northern edge of Las Vegas and just outside the restricted airspace of the vast 4,700 square mile Nellis test range as we start our journey into the remote reaches of the Nevada high desert. This exciting and intellectual tour is not only a quest and search for answers, but it is stunningly scenic as we travel through some of Nevada's most beautiful and picturesque desert landscapes. Our next stop is a mysterious dry lake where many UFO sightings have occurred. There are ancient Indian petroglyphs that resemble aliens, and what became of the occupants of this long-abandoned vehicle. There's such mystery and intrigue attached to Area 51 that the state of Nevada named the highway that goes to the little town of Rachel the Extraterrestrial Highway. We'll have lunch at the famous Little Alien Inn. Have an alien burger if you wish. This location was used as the main filming site in the movie Independence Day. After lunch and refreshments, we stop at the Black Mailbox, a famous meeting location for UFO observers and enthusiasts. And then we drive through the middle of the very strange mutant Joshua Tree Forest. We finally reach our holy grail, the point at which our journey must stop, the absolute perimeter of Area 51. The signs read, Top Secret Military Facility. Do not enter. use of deadly force authorized. The armed guards, or as we call them, the men in black, guard this remote outpost with their high-powered weapons 24 hours a day. There are cameras and listening devices that we can see scattered throughout the desert. At this point, it all becomes very real. This is not just some tall story. This is not a fiction novel or a movie set. This is Area 51. What is it that they do here? What are they hiding at Area 51? Take an Area 51 tour with Adventure Photo Tours from Las Vegas, and together we'll investigate this mysterious, top-secret military facility.